Bonsoir, chers amis. C'est Deaso et on se retrouve aujourd'hui pour ce nouvel épisode de Genshin Impact. Il s'agit de l'épisode 1242 normalement. Bon, on se retrouve donc ici en plein milieu du marais d'Iwa, avec le mont Chinx là-bas. Et on se dirige donc vers l'auberge Wangshu pour hôte d'exception. L'événement en cours. D'ailleurs, c'est vrai, j'avais totalement zappé, mais c'est l'avant-dernière semaine de cette version. La semaine prochaine, c'est la dernière semaine, et après, il y aura la semaine d'après, il y aura il y aura la suite. Bon, déjà, on va récupérer les dernières récompenses ici. 2 phases de bataille. Voilà. Parfait. Ensuite, nous avons des messages à récupérer. Cerf-volant de l'allégresse 4 sur 5. Réponse de participation au festival des lanternes. Voilà, donc là, il y avait une pierre. Pour ça, il y avait 2 pierres. Quand même, hein. Récupérer nos résines. Donc, nous allons nous diriger vers l'auberge Wangshu pour consulter la fameuse annonce. Bon, je m'excuse parce que les rediffs qui auraient dû sortir mardi sont sortis plus tard. En fait, il y a eu un bug sur YouTube. Quand j'ai planifié les prochains lives, ça n'a pas voulu... Oh, une loche. C'est bon, on a eu. Quand j'ai planifié le live, le truc m'a dit ben non. Donc ça l'a bien pris en compte quand j'ai fait les planifications, mais en fait c'est pas apparu sur la page, donc je ne pouvais pas dire si c'était bien fait ou pas. Donc j'ai préféré le matin avant d'aller au boulot, donc ne pas publier. Parce que ce que je fais toujours, c'est je prends. En fait, YouTube propose de prendre ce qui est indiqué pour un live précédent comme base pour lorsqu'on fait un nouveau live. Donc, je fais généralement ça. Je fais juste quelques modifications et c'est bon. C'est ce qui est le plus pratique. Donc, vu que là, j'étais pas sûr, j'ai préféré ne pas... J'ai préféré ne pas m'occuper de publier. Finalement, c'est arrivé un peu plus tard, mais bon, c'est pas grave. Ce n'est pas bien grave. Ouais, c'est quoi comme blob? Ah, c'est un hydroblob. Messieurs les blobs, vous êtes un peu gênants. On vous laisse derrière nous, ok? Oh, l'auberge Wangshu. Qu'en soit, nous y sommes. Donc si jamais, je pense que dimanche prochain, le petit live où on va voir, on va repasser en revue donc les trois années de live Genshin, non pas dans les 3 années de vidéo Genshin Impact, let's play. On va faire ça à partir de 15 h. Je mettrai en ligne l'événement dans les prochains jours. Bref. Donc oui, ah, c'est là l'annonce. Panneau d'affichage.
Wangshu now hiring. Urgently seeking one temporary chef willing to pay top Mora salary negotiable. Look, traveler, an urgent hiring notice and they're paying top Mora too! Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that.
Pourquoi additionnellement le besoin d'un chef à l'auberge Wangshu?
You're right, it is strange. Do you think something happened to YANXIAO? Cause that guy barely lets anyone ever set foot in his kitchen. Doesn't exactly seem like the type to hire help.
C'est vrai, ouais.
The notice says interested parties should go upstairs and talk to the innkeeper Huayan. Should we go and see what's up?
Tu veux savoir combien ils sont prêts à payer, pas vrai? Tu veux savoir combien... On va dire ça.
Oh, check up on YANXIAO, of course.
Voilà. On va prendre l'ascenseur du luxe. Hop, on en profite. On en profite, on monte, on monte, on monte. Ça vient un verre d'eau. Ah, la fatigue toujours. Hein. Fatigue toujours avec les lives. Je sais pas si c'est aussi dû au nouveau matelas. Mais bref. Là j'ai un peu mal à la tête. On a fait du sport aujourd'hui en plus. Bon, bref, allons voir Wayan. Ah bah il est là avec YANXIAO.
Boss, there's really no need for this. It's just a little burn, that's all. It won't get in the way of my work.
Perhaps not, but continuing to work will only hinder your recovery. You need to rest for a few days. We'll figure something out.
Wayan! YANXIAO!
Oh? Traveler and Paimon! What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Nous avons vu l'offre d'emploi en bas.
And we decided to come check up on YANXIAO.
I knew we shouldn't have posted that notice. It's really nothing to worry about. I'm fine. I swear.
How kind of you. My thanks to you both. And thanks on YANXIAO's behalf too. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, YANXIAO. Just tell them what happened.
Oh, all right. Well, basically, we had a lot of guests pouring in for the lantern ride. Things got busy, I started rushing, and I ended up accidentally burning my hand while plating a dish.
Ça te ressemble pas?
Well, you know what they say. Play with fire long enough and you're bound to get burned. Even the best chefs slip up sometimes. Anyway, it's nothing, just a tiny burn. I can still...
Now, I don't want you pushing yourself. You'll only make it worse. And then you'll be looking at more than just a couple of days off to recover.
But the lantern ride's only just finished. And we're still getting tons of guests. Now's not a good time for me to rest. Plus, lots of the guests are visiting from other nations. We can't just bring in some random chef off the street. We have a reputation to uphold. I refuse to let someone else ruin the good name we've made for ourselves here.
Listen to you. Anyone would think that you're the boss and not me. But he's not wrong. YANXIAO was one of the favorites in the Masterful Chefs tournament. No matter how you look at it, his are big boots to fill.
I don't mean to boast, but any chef of my caliber probably has their own restaurant to look after. It's not going to be easy to find someone who's got the skills and has the time to help us out.
Looks like we might have to increase the pay we're offering even further.
Do we know anyone that's a good chef and has the time to help out?
Bon, la réponse est parfois se tourner.
Oh, of course, you!
Oh, right. Yes. Now I think about it, I do recall hearing good things about your cooking ability. I suppose I'd added you to my mental list of people who can hold their own in a combat situation, but forgot you can cook.
Why are you even keeping a mental list of people who can fight?
Maybe a story for another time. More importantly, I'm sure YANXIAO would be comfortable leaving his kitchen in your hands, if anyone's. What do you think?
Well, since it's you, I suppose that's better than anyone else.
What do you think, Traveler? Should we do it?
Bon. Les gens viennent de parler d'augmenter la rémunération. Bon, non, putain, ça m'embête de toujours parler d'argent. Bon, ça va de voir YANXIAO laisser la cuisine à quelqu'un.
I should warn you that cooking for customers is quite a different ballgame from cooking for yourself, so I'll stick around the kitchen over the next few days to help smooth things over.
Oh, so he's not leaving the kitchen after all?
I believe there's some spare kitchenware here at the inn. Boss, would you mind...
Of course, of course. I'll take care of it. Whew. All done. Come, take a look. This was made with your measurements in mind.
Wow, vous auriez dû devenir menuisier.
Ah, it's nothing. A little handicraft and elbow grease goes a long way. All right, YANXIAO. I'll leave you to take it from here.
You really went to all the trouble of building a new stovetop? What was wrong with the original? Boy, you really hate when people touch your stuff, huh?
No, it's nothing like that. As Boss always says, hire who you trust and trust who you hire. I just thought the original setup might be a little, tall for you.
Bon, en même temps, tout le monde paraît petit à côté de toi.
Anyway, as I was saying, cooking for guests is different from cooking for yourself. Not only do you have to execute on taste, aroma, and appearance, but you also need to ensure speed, precision, and consistency.
Ouais, c'est ça le plus difficile, ouais.
Having the right equipment is a big part of that. Ill-suited equipment doesn't just make the job more tiring, it also slows you down. And paying customers don't have unlimited patience. Sometimes cooking is all about being well prepared. That's how you ensure speed.
Okay, and what about precision and consistency?
Precision all comes down to using your eyes. Where to slice into a particular cut of meat, how much oil to use, how to tell when a dish is done cooking. When you cook for yourself, you can always add salt if it's too bland or add water if it's too salty. You can tweak the taste as you go, but in a restaurant, there's not that much room for trial and error.
Ça devrait aller.
Worst case scenario, Paimon can deal with any subpar dishes by making sure they get properly disposed of.
The final thing you have to focus on is consistency. You have to be able to handle the most challenging orders with the same level of technique and skill as the easiest ones. This is particularly important when you have guests from all over, each with their own tastes and preferences.
Client de tout et what. Bon, j'imagine qu'on va avoir facilement des gens de Mondstadt. C'est à côté. De Sumiru, c'est à côté aussi. De Fontaine. Bah, Fontaine aussi, c'est à côté. De Sneznaya, peut-être. Est-ce qu'on va avoir des gens de Natlan? Et oui, on oublie Inazuma qui est dans le coin. oui, Inazumia peut-être aussi.
You have to cater to their own dietary needs, while also giving them the opportunity to enjoy our local delicacies.
This last point is making Paimon's head spin.
Don't worry. Matter of fact, someone as well-traveled as you may even have a better handle on it than me once you get started. And of course, I'll be around to help you over the next few days. I don't think we'll have any trouble making all our guests feel right at home.
Bon. Hôte d'exception. Voilà. Donc, on est lancé. On va voir qu'est-ce que ça donne. Hôte d'exception 1. Note du chef. Les clients viennent des 4 coins du monde. Bon, après, Taïwan, c'est plutôt les 7 coins du monde, je dirais. Avec les 7 nations, évidemment. Et à part avec eux, leur goût varie. Répondre à chacun de leurs besoins est la première étape pour devenir une grande chef. Ouais. Ah, la fatigue.
There's no time to lose, so let's get started. I imagine you probably have a good handle on the cooking side of things already. What you need to pay attention to is remembering each table's order. Try not to get them mixed up.
Ouf, putain, on va douiller là-dessus.
Oh, Paimon's memory is like a steel trap. This is gonna be a cinch.
À la fin de la journée.
Which ticket are we on again? Table 1 was onions, but no chilies. Table 2 was chilies, but no onions. And table 3 was,
Les clients ont tous fini de manger.
chilies, but hold the... Was Paimon just sleep floating?
Tu racontes n'importe quoi depuis midi.
We didn't even get a break in the middle. Paimon's brain has turned to mush. Is it always this busy here?
No, but this is peak season. You both did a mighty fine job for your first time serving guests at the inn. Luckily, all our customers were familiar faces this time around, so we didn't get any strange requests. Otherwise, today would have been even more challenging.
Ok, donc on va faire que les... si j'y comprends bien ce qu'il dit, on va vraiment faire que les plats plus spéciaux.
No strange request? Someone asked for almond tofu drizzled in soy sauce. Even Paimon has never tried that combination.
It's a wide world out there. People have all kinds of different tastes. Being able to cater to all is the real essence of Liyue cuisine. Also, the thing about requests is that they're usually very specific. So as long as you do what they asked, you're unlikely to have any issues. What's really tricky is when guests give you free rein to do anything you want.
Ouais.
Excuse me. Are you still open by any chance?
Ah, ça c'est Mika.
Paimon knows that voice. Let's go check it out.
Ça c'est la voix de Mika. Avec ce ton. Ah non, non, c'est féminin. Putain, ça passe aussi.
It doesn't look like anyone's here.
Putain, on s'est fait baisser. Oh, le fail.
It's all right. If we start building a campfire now, we'll be eating before too long.
Right. Besides, if anyone's to blame, it's Linny. So busy being a greedy culture vulture that he lost track of time.
Linny, Lynette, Fremine, it is you!
Paimon? So, is the traveler here?
Évidemment. Évidemment, si Paimon est là, la voyageuse n'est pas loin. Si c'est le contraire, il doit ici être passé des choses.
Traveler Paimon! What a nice surprise!
Paimon was gonna say the same thing! We're just lending a helping hand at the inn.
Je vais expliquer la situation à tous les trois.
Anyway, so that's how we ended up here. But what about you guys? Don't tell us. Father sent you on another mission?
Putain, s'il y a Père qui arrive pour qu'on doit cuisiner pour elle.
No, quite the opposite actually. We're in Liyue on vacation, and while we're here, I thought a cultural tour might be in order.
Father said we deserve some rest after everything that happened recently. Otherwise, it could jeopardize our next mission.
It's not every day we get this kind of opportunity. Linny thought it might be fun to spend some time in Liyue, especially since it's lantern rite season.
Quel genre de culture locale parlait Linny?
We could hardly pass up the opportunity to watch a Liyue-style magic show. Although, I think they call it conjuring here.
In our time here, we've seen conjuring tricks incorporated into a Liyue opera show, and even a wushu dance. It was amazing.
So, we decided to stay here for a few more days to see what other forms of inspiration this land might have in store for us. We visited Granny Roshin in Chingsa village not long ago, and today we continued our cultural tour in the area around here.
In the end, though, we lost track of time. We haven't even eaten anything yet.
And speaking of eating, as you know, seafood is a big part of both Liyue and Fontaine cuisine, but it's cooked very differently here. We simply had to try some local seafood after coming all this way. That's another reason why we decided to extend our trip.
Oh, need any recommendations? What have you tried so far?
That fish one with the misleading name. Sounds bland, but it's drowning in hot chilies.
Oh, you mean blackback perch soup? You're right, the name doesn't give much away.
It looked and smelled so appetizing that Lynette took a huge mouthful, blissfully unaware that she was about to set her mouth on fire. She could barely speak for the rest of the day after that.
Luckily, that wasn't a huge adjustment for her.
Le ventre de Lynette gargouille soudainement de manière très bruyante.
What? Aren't you guys hungry too?
Yes. A little.
Yes, I'm ready to eat. Traveler, I'm afraid we'll have to send you back to the kitchen now.
Qu'est-ce qui vous ferait plaisir?
Good question. I doubt we'll be able to decipher the menu, so why don't you recommend something? You should be pretty familiar with our tastes.
Ouais, bien sûr, oui. Très bien, on trouvera quelque chose qui vous plaira.
One more thing. Please, if you have a heart, don't make it spicy.
Pitié, pas d'épices. Bon. Très bien. Il y avait Agoldette qui n'était pas là, qui est réapparu. Allons à YANXIAO. Yeah, c'est sympa sa cuisinière.
Fontaine, huh? No wonder they can't handle too much spice. Still, if we make the food too bland, they might as well be eating back home.
Tu aurais des suggestions?
There's this crab and shrimp stir-fry I know that could work. It's quite heavily seasoned, but it's a lot milder than it looks. It has a light but really satisfying flavor.
Ooh, that sounds perfect! What's it called?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. They call it the Palace Jewels. The crab roe is supposed to look like pearls of gold, and the shrimp meat like chunks of jade.
Les joyaux du palais. C'est assez énigmatique.
Here's the recipe. When you're ready, go ahead and give it a try.
Dans chaque défi d'hôte d'exception, vous devez enchaîner 3 actions dans l'ordre, à savoir découper, mélanger et cuire, puis cuisiner les plats requis par les clients. Une fois que vous avez commencé à découper, le curseur de la barre se déplace entre chaque extrémité. Ok. Lorsque le curseur pointe vers la zone correspondante, vous devez appuyer sur le bouton pour réussir l'étape. Vous avez commencé à mélanger. Maintenir le bouton permet de déplacer le curseur sur le cercle. Lorsque le curseur pointe vers la zone indiquée, vous devez relâcher le bâton pour réussir l'étape. Ok. Donc vous avez commencé à cuire, le curseur de la barre se déplace dans chaque extrémité. Est-ce que le curseur pointe vers la zone d'expérience? Réussir l'étape. Ok. La cuisson terminée, vous pouvez dresser le plat. 3 parties du plat peuvent être décorées. Savoir la vaisselle, les accessoires et les accompagnements, chacun proposant plusieurs choix. Très bien. Préparons les joyaux du palais. Ingrédients requis. Ok, donc là nous avons les crevettes, les œufs de crabe. Non, c'est pas l'iscala, c'est... C'est trucs de loup. Ouais, les gueules de loup. Des œufs et de la farine. On dit que c'est le plat. Ouais. Sel. Ouais. Ça va de sommet le rend adapté à ceux qui veulent se délecter du goût authentique des fruits de mer. Ça d'évaluer ce plat comme tel, en ajoutant des crabes aux crevettes. Les fraîcheurs se cumulent dans un plat somptueux et savoureux, créant un ensemble de fruits de mer spectaculaires, une saveur succulente et un goût délicieux. Les autres crabes rayonnent comme des perles d'or et les crevettes brillent comme des morceaux de jade, formant une table recouverte de joyaux dignes d'un palais. Bon, après, les fruits de mer, c'est... Le poisson, j'aime bien. Mais les fruits de mer, c'est pas pour moi, non. T'as pas un découpement. Puis au bon moment pour découper. Bon, la découpe est bonne. École de bois haché. On va les œufs d'oiseau et de la farine. On peut ajouter la pâte aux crevettes. Ok, ça c'est quand même plus compliqué que d'appuyer au bon moment. Relâcher, c'est plus difficile. Les expressions. Les expressions, ils sont un peu exagérées. Hein. Bon, t'as bien reçu ça, je modifie la décoration. Qu'est-ce qu'on a? Pas d'idée. On va leur donner des gâteaux pinsons. Voilà, let's go. Ça me paraît bien.
Sorry for the wait. This dish is called the Palace Jewels. Enjoy.
Ah, yes. We meant to say, you two must be tired after a long day of work. Do you want to eat with us?
Oh, now that you mention it, Paimon is a little hungry. Well, if you insist, then who are we to refuse?
L'honneur de goûter en premier revient au client.
Oh, right, of course. You're still our customers. Why aren't you eating?
The sauce looks a little overpowering.
According to Liyue custom, it's probably good table manners to let someone else go first.
Nini, va falloir que tu te jettes à l'eau là.
Delicious, traveler. I guess I'll dig in first. Here goes.
Ils sont
What is
méfiants.
it? Do you need some water?
No, it's delicious. The flavor is so pure. It's drenched in sauce, but somehow it just enhances the natural flavor of the seafood. Try it for yourselves.
Alright.
Bah, Fréminet, t'as plus d'excuses à laisser quelqu'un goûter. Faut y aller maintenant. Faut se jeter à l'eau. Hein. C'est ta spécialité en plus.
What is that? Crab roe?
Yep, you have quite the palate, Lynette.
No wonder it pairs so well with the shrimp meat. I've never seen it prepared this way before.
According to the creator, chewy crab complements succulent shrimp, making a spectacular seafood ensemble with a succulent flavor and luscious mouthfeel.
Clin d'œil.
The crab roe glitters like pearls of gold, and the shrimp shines like chunks of jade. Hence its name, the Palace Jewels.
So that's where the name comes from. Huh. I suppose it's quite fitting then.
Huh. Was Paimon always this well-spoken?
Bon, elle ne fait que répéter.
This dish must be right up your alley, Lynette. Huh?
It's half gone already? When did that happen?
Donc tu n'arrêtais pas de parler.
I heard that in Liyue, the biggest compliment you can pay to the chef is to leave a clean plate. It's delicious. Thank you ever so much.
Elle a mangé la moitié du plat toute seule. Ils ont tout bouffé.
Fight over it? Hey, leave some for Paimon!
Le plat disparaît plus vite que... plus vite que possible. Bon, Fréminet.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of chopsticks.
Ah, vous êtes entraîné, Fréminet?
Yeah. Well, Linny and Lynette picked it up in no time, but they're naturally dexterous. Unlike me, it's taken me a lot longer, but I'm slowly getting there. Oh, speaking of chopsticks, in one of the shows we've seen here, someone performed a conjuring trick using a bowl and chopsticks. So, if I want to be a good magician's assistant, I need to keep practicing.
Très bien. Où est passée Lynette? Lini.
Lynette's not usually so forthcoming about what she likes. But this time, well, she's expressed it in more ways than one. I guess you've rubbed off on her too. Or maybe your cooking is simply too delicious to resist. The next time our paths cross in Fontaine, you'll have to fire up your cooking skills for my other siblings as well. How does that sound, oh great master chef?
C'est le grand magicien qui demande.
Oh yeah? Well then, I'll have to clear my schedule.
Ah. Bon.
This could be an obstacle for Panto.
Ah. Trouvé. Ah, Lynette, elle est avec le chat.
Calorie surplus detected. Digestion mode engaged.
C'est rare de vous voir avec autant d'appétit.
Yeah. Well, Linny and I are usually careful about what we eat because we have to stay in performance shape. That, plus it's generally bad manners to overindulge at the dinner table. But once in a while, it's nice to treat yourself in the company of family. Besides, if I'd waited until my brothers were finished trying to out-polite each other, the food would have gone cold.
Effectivement, ouais. Bon. On envoie YANXIAO.
So your friends like the dish, huh? Well done. Not bad at all for your first day on the job. There'll be more to come, so keep it up.
Eh oui. D'autres jours nous attendent. Les joyaux du palais. Est-ce que je peux cuisiner comme ça ici? Non. Mais chez YANXIAO, je pourrais, oui. Bon, vu qu'on est déjà là, les joyaux du palais, on apprend et on cuisine. Non, 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 non. Ok, ils les ont mis avec les plats liwéens. Ah, les joyaux du palais, c'est là. Hop là. Hop là. D'ailleurs, ça, on l'a cuisiné. Ah oui, pleine lune au thé exquis. Ah oui, c'est un gâteau de thé. Bon. Donc, YANXIAO. Passons au prochain jour. Je pense que je vais enregistrer tout. Je vais tout faire d'une traite. Et après, je couperai en deux l'enregistrement. Ce sera plus simple pour moi. Pour l'instant, j'avais fait ça avec les grandes quêtes, mais pas avec les événements. Mais bon, là, on va... Je pense que je vais plus partir là-dessus, ce qui est vraiment le plus pratique pour moi. Huile, sel, sauce, vinaigre, enfin, les réserves sont suffisantes. Nous savons de quoi tenir toute cette période. Ah oui, attendez, le lendemain. 6h, 8h. Ils sont déjà partis. Oh, c'est dommage. Allez, on y go. Le thé est encore chaud. Ah, on voit Fontaine vraiment au loin, loin, loin. On voit YANXIAO.
Morning. The boss tells me that both new and returning customers have nothing but good things to say about you. I have to admit, I was a little worried about throwing you right into the deep end, but it looks like you've got what it takes to handle the day-to-day here. So it should be plain sailing. Well, just as long as we don't run into any extremely picky customers with unreasonably specific requests.
Je rigole. Il ne devrait pas y avoir de problème.
Oh, have you had someone like that before?
Of course. The worst are those old scholars who have barely cooked a day in their life, but think reading a stack of books on the topic makes them the expert. They criticize you for no reason, claiming your cooking method isn't faithful to the original, or that the flavor profile isn't authentic because you used an ingredient that wasn't in their beloved centuries-old version of the recipe.
This is Wangshu. It does have the look and feel of a time-honored establishment.
On connaît cette voix en parlant d'érudits centenaires, ouais. Bon. Peut-être pas à l'extérieur, mais à l'intérieur. Hein. La vieille. C'est la vieille. Je reconnais cette voix.
Oh, innkeeper! We'll have each of your signature dishes, please, as fast as you can serve them. The most expensive ones.
Comment ça, t'as eu de l'argent? D'où ça?
Farzan! Oops, Madam Farzan.
Oh my! Traveler, Paimon, whatever are you doing here?
We could ask you the same thing. Where'd you suddenly get the funds to go sightseeing? And to order the most expensive things on the menu?
I'm not here to sightsee. Exemplary scholars like myself are highly sought after by cruise operators in need of an onboard consultant as they travel the world. Madam Farzan, please, slow down. None of us slept last night. How come Madam Farzan still has so much energy? If she's really over 100 years old, I don't understand how she keeps going.
Comment ça se fait que vous avez encore l'énergie? Et que c'est plus de 100 ans.
It's all my fault. She's been like this ever since I told her I'd be paying the expenses.
Ah! Ah oui. Ok, je vois d'où vient l'argent.
Layla! And Dory? Huh. Never would have bet on this combination.
Pourquoi ne vous asseyez-vous pas pour reprendre votre souffle? Vous avez aidé les trois à s'asseoir et vous leur expliquer pourquoi vous aidez à la
Temporary chef, huh? Wow. No rest for the wicked. Well, if the chef here is trusting you to run his whole kitchen, then I've got no doubt we're in for some authentic Liyue specialties.
So, why are you all in Liyue again? Something about being an onboard consultant?
I got my hands on a new boat from Fontaine a while ago, equipped with cutting-edge navigation technology. If we manage to spread the word, it could have huge business potential.
avec la petite brillance dans les yeux de Dory, là. Bien sûr.
Right now, we're doing some test runs. We sailed from Port Ormos to Rito, then from Rito to Liyue Harbor. Next, we're planning to go to Dornman Port.
Ouais, le port de Dornman. Le fameux port de Dornman, il est où? Je veux le voir.
Oh, Madame Farazan and me were hired to fine-tune the compass and other equipment. We sailed around the Sea of Clouds all of last night to put the system through some stress testing.
Bon, ça ressemble à des heures supplémentaires illégales.
Overtime for which they'll both be fairly compensated. They're both here willingly. The contract is crystal clear on that.
C'est clair à ce sujet.
You really cover all your bases, don't you? Let Paimon guess. Paying the expenses is part of the compensation, isn't it? No wonder Madame Farazan is going for all the most expensive dishes. It's not every day someone tells you to order whatever you like. Now, first up, we'll have the... Farazan, Madame Farazan, that is. While I am more than happy to treat you both to the most expensive dishes on the menu, we must remember that most expensive does not always mean best. I've heard that the most expensive dishes in Liyue are usually either seafood-based or take an exceptionally long time to prepare. Now, I don't know about you two, but after so many days at sea, I don't think I can so much as look at another piece of seafood again for at least the foreseeable future. Huh. That's actually a good point. Not to mention that poor Layla here looks like she's about to faint from hunger.
Non, elle va s'endormir.
Huh? Oh, that's not because of hunger. Surely the wise and virtuous Madame Farazan could not bear to watch her poor students sit here and waste away. Oh, well, of course I care about my students' well-being, but why do I feel like I'm being tricked? So, let's not order anything that'll take too long to prepare. Aside from that and seafood, we'll take whatever other expensive dishes you have. Over to you, traveler.
Tous les autres plats chers. Bon.
No seafood and nothing that takes too long to cook. The rest is up to you. I had my eye on Adeptus Temptation, bamboo shoot soup, and golden shrimp balls. But I suppose they'll have to wait for the next time. But that could be years from now. Aww, Madame Farazan looks so deflated all of a sudden. Please still try to choose dishes on the expensive side, okay?
Bon. Allez, on va ruiner Dory. Bon, je pense que... Peu importe les plats qu'on lui a... Je pense que même si les plats ils seraient en or massif, on n'arriverait pas à la ruiner, mais bon. Bon, voyons voir.
So, expensive, but no seafood, and nothing that takes too long to cook. That rules out pretty much our entire menu. Do these people get a kick out of being impossible to please?
That Dory! Is she doing this on purpose?
Évidemment.
This isn't Lioli Pavilion or Shinua Kiosk. This is Wangshu Inn. We don't stock up on rare and exotic ingredients. We only get them in if someone puts in a special reservation. Well, if we're stuck with regular ingredients and we're on a time limit, there's only one way to bump up the price. And that's by cooking a dish that uses the chef's expertise and creativity to the fullest.
Ouais.
As it happens, I know a recipe for something called trembling strings and rushing reeds. It can be whipped up quickly with what we already have in the kitchen. One plate usually goes for 30,000 mora.
30,000? But if it's quick to make and isn't fancy, what exactly makes it so special?
Quick doesn't have to mean quick and easy. To perfect this dish, you need expert knife work and very precise control over the heat. You have to finely slice several different types of meat into fine threads, knead them together into strips, then gently stir-fry them in the pan. What you end up with is a whole variety of flavors that come through layer by layer. This dish is unique in offering a harmonious blend of multiple kinds of meat, all cooked to perfection, while still bursting with their own distinct flavors. Do it right, and you've got a culinary masterpiece in your hands. But if you botch it, it's just a bunch of meat thrown on a plate.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! So this dish gets its value not from the ingredients, but the chef's expertise!
Penses-tu que j'en sois capable?
Now, don't worry. I can take care of the kneading and other prep work for you. You just focus on bringing it all together.
Believe in yourself. You can do this! And if you mess it up, Paimon will still be happy to eat it.
Bien sûr. Paimon qui se fait déjà un plaisir. Bon. Ok, nous avons du jambon. Nous avons de la viande. Nous avons du poulet. Nous avons du poivre et du sel. Un plat sauté composé d'une variété de viande qui ouvre des couches. Des étages entiers de saveurs. Des ingrédients simples, une créativité unique. Un processus de cuisson complexe en font un délice sans précédent. Adapté à tout gourmet à la recherche de saveurs des plus raffinées. On dit à l'IB que les luttes ont 5 cordes et les flûtes 7 ouvertures. Et que ce plat est en conséquence composé de 5 viandes et de 7 accompagnements. Ça dit, il est peu probable qu'un chef puisse préparer un plat aussi compliqué que le prétend l'histoire. Le jambon, la viande crue et la volaille. On a raté. Putain, je m'attendais pas à ce que ça parte aussi vite. Putain, le jeu qui envoie des feintes! Incroyable. Ouh, ah ouais! Corde vibrante sur bruissement de roseau. Ah ouais, ça envoie du lourd. Prendre une assiette verte, que c'est des sous-mériens. Ouais, les montagnes, on va le garder. Et ça, le lotus, allez. Défi terminé. Excellent.
Food's ready. Please enjoy.
Ooh, smells delightful. Oh, we meant to ask, have you two eaten breakfast yet? If not, why don't you join us at the table?
Did Dory just offer us a free meal? When did she become so generous?
Let's not forget that the biggest business deals are always settled over a meal. Come on, sit down and join us. Everyone, dig in. This dish looks simple enough, and I did my research, so surely it can't cost all that much. Worst case scenario, maybe 10,000 more?
Tu vas te faire baiser, Dory.
This dish had better be worth working overtime all night for. Well, traveler, this is the moment of truth.
Oh, so tired. So sleepy. I just want to eat up and get to bed.
Avec des préoccupations bien différentes en tête, tout le monde.
Foul? Oh, wait. No, the text texture is more like shroom boar.
There's a different flavor in every bite. And the discerning palate might detect a hint of something smoked, too. Quite marvelous. How is this made?
Le goût fumé vient du jambon que j'ai ajouté au plat.
Ham? But I don't see any ham anywhere. Oh.
Haha! So you've noticed. Yep, every single strip is kneaded from several different kinds of meat. Paimon and YANXIAO put in a lot of effort to make it just right. So I'm not an expert or anything, but don't different meats have different cooking times? How is everything in this dish cooked to perfection? Well, you see, that's a trade secret.
C'est un secret. Beaucoup de pratique.
Wow. So this dish really is one of a kind. That makes the whole trip worth it. By the way, does this special dish have a name?
Ah! Paimon forgot to mention that part. The dish is called Trembling Strings and Rushing Reeds, alluding to the way that the different threads of meat are woven together. And also...
The complex layers of flavor, yes? Akin to the harmonies of a musical ensemble? The name, if I'm not mistaken, is a Liyue idiom that evokes a vigorous orchestral performance featuring both stringed and wind instruments playing together. Quite an apt name for this dish.
How did you know all that?
Every student has to master at least 20 languages before they graduate. Wait, is that not a requirement anymore?
Huh? Oh, that used to be a thing? Oh, Paimon almost forgot that you're also from Haravatat.
Oui, bien sûr, oui. Peut-être dans la Haravatat, peut-être, oui.
So, anyway, how much does this dish cost?
Oh, don't worry, not too much. That'll be 30,000 more, please and thank you.
Ah, ce sourire. C'est la vengeance de... On dirait que c'est la vengeance de Paimon. Putain, je l'avais encore jamais vu.
30,000? About that, Paimon, traveler, I merely invited you to join us at the table, did I not? I don't believe I committed to paying for you.
On est d'accord.
So, perhaps we could split the bill accordingly?
Oh, Paimon knew it was too good to be true.
Bon. Une réduction de 20%. Allez, c'est seulement 30 000 moras, c'est pas grand chose pour toi. C'est 20%. Ouais, ce serait quand même beaucoup. Ouais. Allez, on... Seulement 30 000 moras, c'est pas grand chose pour toi.
Yeah, as a famous merchant, you've got a reputation to uphold.
But every single mora matters, you know? All right. I'll just consider that the cost of learning about this dish. Once I'm back in Sumeru, I'll be sure to find someone to help me recreate the dish. And then I'll make it all back.
Dory rebondit toujours. On peut y aller un peu dur avec Dory, elle va rebondir, c'est garanti. Bon, ça va Leila?
I feel so much better now that I've gotten some food in me. Delicious food really does wonders for one's spirit.
Je n'aurais jamais pensé que tu accepterais un travail aussi pénible.
My advisor said that young people shouldn't stay cooped up in the academia all the time. They told me that I should take the chance to get out and see the stars in other skies. Maybe I can think of it as my
first internship experience. Oh, but it sure is exhausting.
Bon, tant que ça se passe bien pour Leila. Bon, Dory.
Now, how should I justify a high price tag for a dish without any fancy ingredients? Maybe start by giving it a fancy sounding name?
En fait, tout ce discours sur l'absence de fruits de mer et la cuisson rapide.
I should have known you'd see through me. Everyone was exhausted and seasick when I made the offer last night, so I figured they probably wouldn't be able to eat all that much today. Well, you saw how that turned out. I tried placing some limitations on the order to keep costs under control, but you still found a way around my schemes. That's what I get for not thoroughly researching the market beforehand.
Hey, you're not even paying those two much of a salary. Just treat them fairly next time and don't be so stingy.
Tu peux parler, Paimon. Tu es toujours la première à te faire inviter.
Well, yeah, but that's why Paimon's qualified to talk about this.
Oui, bien sûr. Bon. Et Madame Farouzan.
Even though I didn't get to try Adeptus Temptation or Bamboo Shoot Soup, this trembling strings and rushing reeds was still quite impressive. Thank you for making it.
Dire que vous avez accepté un travail loin de ruine.
Well, about that. Even though newfangled contraptions are hardly my cup of tea, Dory's offer was quite enticing. She said that every time we stopped at a new harbor, I'd be free to go and pick out some ancient books at the market and bring them back to Sumeru. I couldn't resist an offer like that. So I offered to join for the lowest possible pay to undercut all my Kasharawar competitors.
Très bien. Oh là là. Bon, YANXIAO.
We're off to a good start this morning. Keep up the good work. I'm counting.
Pas bien vous travaillez d'arrache-pied jusqu'à la fermeture de nos... Mais... Mais, mon texte. Putain. Bon, on a la recette. En vrai, c'est vrai que la table est quand même vachement haute pour la voyageuse. Hop. Ah, voilà, trouvé. Bim. Merci. Plat. Donc ça fait quoi? Bon, le taux critique de tous les personnages de l'équipe de 10 à 20% pendant 300 secondes. Bon. Très bien. Alors 6h, 8h. Bon, donc on a fait plus ou moins la moitié. Voyons voir. Ah, on va récupérer ça avec Lenny qui est content. Nick est là, mais quoi? C'est marrant avec cette petite icône. Elle est là qui dort. Ah. Désormais capable de faire face au quotidien des cuisines. Ça, c'est ses clients vraiment difficiles viennent, bien sûr. YANXIAO, tout devrait bien se passer. Quelles que soient les exigences des clients, on dirait que chacun de ses paroles tente le destin. On va voir. Bon. Je pense qu'il y a encore 2 régions où des gens vont venir. Donc, je dirais... Peut-être que la fin, ce sera... À la fin, ce sera peut-être des Liuéens. Difficile qui passe. Mais là, ça pourrait être Mondstadt ou Inazuma. Bref. Quoi qu'il en soit. On va donc passer à la suite.